Okay. As I was filling out my check for today's miracle rent offering, I thought of a devotion that I had written in 2002. And so I sent it to the pastors and said, I was thinking about this. And they said, you're welcome to share it if you want. So here I am, sharing it with you. So this was based on a verse out of the Bible, Malachi 3:10. It says, bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessings that you will not have enough room for it. Okay. It is difficult to continuously donate money without ever seeing the impact it has on people, either in the church or through charitable organizations. Oh, I see charts, graphs, budgets, and the like from my church and other organizations, but that's not the same as seeing people brought to Christ or happy faces of hungry people being fed. So I asked God to guide me to some people to help directly. I wanted to actually see happy face, have a picture on my wall, and maybe, just maybe, a hug from a child. Only a week later, I saw a wonderful little boy in Walmart. He was in a wheelchair that appeared too small for him. It was obvious by how he handled it well that he'd been in his wheelchair for most of his life. His name was Adam, and he appeared to be about 9 years old. I had just watched a TV special on sports wheelchairs and knew that one of these wheelchairs would be perfect for Adam. Sports wheelchairs are made of special lightweight alloys, built low to the ground with wheels set wider at the bottom than at the top for extra stability. They have very high quality bearings and have tires that can go on all types of terrains, much like those of an off-road bicycle. But as I talked with him and his grandmother, I did not know how to bring up the subject into the conversation. So when Adam and his grandmother left Walmart, I had not offered for him to buy the wheelchair. Later, I felt like I'd let God down by not being bold in doing his work. I worried that I was being reluctant to do this simply because of the sports wheelchair cost $3,000. For months afterwards, every time I was in Walmart, I watched for Adam, but I never saw him again. I finally decided to go with my friend Jeff at Boulevard Pharmacy in Barnesville, who sells wheelchairs, and see if he could help. I was surprised when Jeff was able to find Adam and relayed my offer to Adam's dad. However, Adam's dad explained that the wheelchair was small because it was the way Adam wanted it, and in fact, it was brand new. He did not feel Adam needed a new wheelchair at this time. I was disappointed and confused as to what God wanted me to do. Since I had already given Jeff a check for $2,000 as a down payment on Adam's wheelchair, I asked Jeff to find another child to buy a sports wheelchair for. He agreed to do this, but after 3 months, he still had not cashed the check. He explained to me that very few people in wheelchairs in our community have the upper body strength to justify having that expensive a wheelchair. I finally told him to just use the money to buy a wheelchair for anybody that could not afford one, regardless of age or type of wheelchair. It has now been a year and 5 months since I wrote the check to Jeff, and it has still not been cashed. He informs me that since I left the check with him, he's been able to send wheelchairs out the door with people without waiting to hear from their insurance companies. And since I wrote the check, no insurance company has ever turned down a claim. He said it had been a wonderful experience, and his comment was, we are both going to be better Christians before this is over. This has been a wonderful learning experience for me. I learned that you're really not giving money to God if you insist on controlling how it's used. But once you let go and let God use it the way He wants, He will use it in ways that you could not begin to imagine. I also learned that giving money by itself is not enough. God expects you to give some of yourself, your time, your energy, your love. But even in this, I learned that I cannot select whom I'm going to be a blessing to. Instead, I learned that I must simply be the living expression of God's kindness to everyone around me, although I don't always accomplish this. Now people come in my life, and I need them when I need them, and God allows me to be involved in other people's lives as they need me. I never know who or when. Sometimes it's only with a word or small action. Sometimes with years worth of involvement. But God has definitely answered my prayers about being more personally involved. Now I work with Habitat for Humanity with renewed enthusiasm. I'm more involved in my church. I make visits to my 2 godchildren in Mexico. I write letters to people. I stop and talk to my neighbors. I stop and talk to strangers. And I go on mission trips. As I get involved in people's lives, God blesses me with many happy faces and and with lots of warm memories and lots of pictures on my walls, and yes, hugs from children, hugs that I'll remember for a lifetime. And the Lord threw open the floodgates of heaven and poured many blessings on me.
Amen.